And joining me in studio now is George Kegoro, the Executive Director, Kenya Human Rights Commission. That commission that Ken Mijungu was just talking about a few minutes ago. George, thanks for making time for us. Among some of the allegations that are there is that you have 4 illegal bank accounts, refused to pay statutory taxes amounting to 100 million, employed expatriates without valid work permits. Are these allegations true?
No, unfortunately, Trevor, none of this is true. Remember, the Fazul, the chair of the NGO, the executive director of the NGO board, recently banned the Rosemary Odinga Foundation, only for it to be shown that the foundation has never even collected its certificate of registration. So that was a figment of his imagination. This is another figment of Fazul's imagination. None of these things are true. They are completely false. They are libelous of the reputations of individuals who work at the Kenya Human Rights Commission, and there is absolutely no factual or legal basis for this letter. This is a vendetta that he has carried on for the last 3 years. This is the third attack, actually, that Fazul has made against the Kenya Human Rights Commission. The allegations are exactly the same. Nothing is new. The only new thing here is that this time round he has purported to carry out a ban. Now, we are hearing about this from the media. There is no letter written to us. I became aware of this as happens from yourselves, from Linus Kaikai, when he called me this evening, when he read this on social media. So we don't have a document from the NGO board written to us, and we have never had one on the 2 previous attacks. He writes to the media rather than to us. He engages the media and refuses to engage with us.
Okay, we are copied here, and this letter has been written to Professor Makau Mutua, the chairperson. Why do you think this is coming up now then?
It's coming up now. I spoke to Professor Makau from the US, and obviously he writes to everybody except the organization that he has purported to ban. We learn about it from the media, and we are running around trying to stop this. And the reason why, the timing why this is coming up is obviously politics. We are in a delicate political period. We are engaged in matters that are politically significant. We have taken positions about the recent elections and the violence that has followed that election. It is obviously something that the political establishment does not approve of. This is a diversion. It's something to get us off the work that we are doing that is important for the country at this time, and to start chasing this nothing.
So what do you think is the end game on this one then?
The end game, we are going to court tomorrow. This will be handed over to our lawyers. Previously, we've been to court. Justice, when the first attack came in October 2015, Justice Onguto gave us final orders against, final orders in a judgment against the NGO board that found its conduct towards the Kenya Human Rights Commission as arbitrary and as completely unfounded. And this attack will meet exactly the same response. Okay. We'll go before a judge tomorrow, and the purported ban will obviously be found to have been null and void, and we do not want to spend too much time dealing with this. We've got extremely important work, all of us as a country, to do. We've got people who have been who are suffering the violence that has followed the elections that we've got to deal with. That is where the important things are. So this is complete diversion. It is something that annoys that we should be dealing with these types of trivialities when the country has got such important problems.
And you've been perceived to be very fierce against the government. Does that then mean that you support the opposition?
No, it doesn't. The thing is this. We support fairness wherever it will lead us. There will be things about which we are in agreement with the government, because the government is not all bad. It's got very good, well-committed individuals with whom we agree on certain values. There are also certain values we agree with people in the opposition. So we'll pursue fairness, we'll pursue justice, we'll pursue accountability, and we will find allies both in the government and in the opposition. Some more often in the opposition, because people in the opposition tend to value fairness more than when they get into government. Something changes when they go into government. So it tends to be the case that we have allies in the opposition, but we do have allies, important allies in the government, and that is the way we'll continue to work.
So civil society is saying that it's going to go to court over the elections, and NASA itself says it will not.
Yes.
Doesn't that show that you are supporting them?
Supporting NASA?
Even though the Constitution allows you to go to court as an individual, but doesn't it show that you are sort of pushing their agenda?
Well, Jubilee has also got civil society organizations that support them. So civil society is not homogeneous. Some support Jubilee, or some are viewed as leaning towards Jubilee. Others are viewed otherwise. But the point is, speaking about ourselves, we haven't made a decision whether or not we're going to go to court. Last time in 2013, we were in court in relation to the presidential elections at that time. It was not a pleasant experience for us, and it is not something that is very encouraging to do during this time, reading the political landscape. But it's a decision that we haven't made. But obviously, this attack on us is part of the diversion that is supposed to prevent us from dealing with the things that matter for the country, that matter for the public, that matter for pursuing the value of the vote, which we've just gone through, and get us into what is really a completely meaningless, because the court, I guarantee you, in the space of a week, the court will reverse this. But this is really drama, diversion that has got no value for us. And the time has come. Fazul has done this. He has staged these types of things against organizations. Last time, it was the Rosemary Odinga Foundation. Rosemary Odinga has had a serious health challenge. And then when she's in that challenge, it is the most heartless thing for Fazul to do that sort of thing against her. And he has done it to other organizations. He has, of course, uplifted organizations. He's given a prize to organizations for NGOs that are aligned.
So you're going to challenge this in court?
Yes, you're going to challenge this in court. But I was making the point, Trevor, you don't seem to want to hear the point, that he, as he denigrates some of us, he also exalts organizations that are leaning towards figures in the political establishment. So obviously Fazul is the kind of regulator that the political establishment likes, because he smears people that are viewed as the enemies, and he exalts people that are in the political establishment.
Okay. All right. Thanks for making time for us.
Thank you.
George Kegoro, Executive Director, Kenya Human Rights Commission.